Please welcome to the roster our team leader. He's been responsible for the personal development of these young people over the last 12 weeks. Led by Cheshire Fire Service, Paul Prescott.
Thanks, Richie. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Those of you who had heard me before will be glad to know that I'm not going to sing tonight. I was once offered an audition with the Smokebusters, but after they heard Rachel, it was cancelled, unfortunately. This is my 5th presentation evening with Halton. Every time in the run to it, I say exactly the same thing to John Walking. I say, John, I haven't a clue what I'm going to say on the night. But in the Trust, we try with our volunteers to inspire to achieve. Now, inspiration, however, is a two-way thing. And usually by the time I've heard our volunteers practice their speeches, I feel inspired. We've heard some success stories. But what is success? Is it a good job with lots of money? We've had our first share of those successes, yes. But what about the intangibles? You've heard about our fundraising efforts at Morrison's. What about the old lady who came up to me to tell me that she thought the volunteer who had helped to pack her bags was a lovely young man? Is that a success story? What about the 20-year-old volunteer who'd been estranged from her family for over 2 years? Finding the courage to give them a call and start the reconciliation process. Is that a success story? Or how about the great day out we had with the lovely people from White Cove who are here in the second row? That would probably be a day that will be remembered fondly for a long time. Now, is that a success story? We mustn't underestimate the power of positive action, no matter how small, to affect other people. And those actions can be the real success stories. Sadly, that fantastic job and huge salary is often out of our reach, but opportunities to make people's lives better are constantly with us. The people behind me tonight are grasping those opportunities, and in that they're successful. Thank you for coming tonight and making tonight a success for them. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it gives me great pleasure to welcome onto the stage Councillor Tony McDermott, who will, before he speaks this evening, will present the certificates to our volunteers on behalf of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Mr. McDermott. Our first volunteer is Donna Carter. Michael Furniville. Philip Stevenson. Our support worker John Walkie. And our team leader Paul Prescott.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, can I just say apologies for Pat Till, who is down on the programme, but he isn't well at the moment. He himself was standing in for the Prince of Wales, so I really am third in line tonight, but I want to just say how big an honour it is to be here on an evening like this. And first of all, I'd like to say some thank yous to, before we get on to the stars of tonight, firstly to the Fire Authority, because what they do here in delivering this Prince's Trust programme is a wonderful asset to young people in the borough. And I notice also that the Cheshire Fire Service actually were given a special award late last year for the delivery of these So those of us who are not in the fire service, if we give them a round of applause. Now to the young people concerned, I noticed on the programme the title of this is Yes You Can, and I think one of the problems that young people face is that for a long time in their life they get no you can't, and it's the confidence building of a course like this really that does bring people out. When Rachel was singing early on, I had to turn to Keith and ask, was Rachel part of the volunteers, or what was she actually hired tonight as a professional singer? And he tells me that in fact she was not part of this course but a previous course. Now Keith, if you can teach people to sing like that, you should be contacting Bernard Delphant. But Rachel, it really was wonderful. It's not easy standing up here, and I think we're all impressed by the confidence with which with Andrew, Mark, Stephen, and I don't want to miss any, Donna, Michael and Philip. I've got everybody's name. Spoke from the rostrum this evening. What's been provided here is a wonderful stepping stone for young people from perhaps a mixed up period in people's lives where they don't know what to do or can't get a job, into not only having some experience to build on, but a certificate to show for it. And one last thing I'd just like to say to all the young people tonight, there must have been some negotiation about wearing these tuxedos tonight. Can I say you look just the ticket in those? And I know, having gone up to them myself, how difficult it is to get people to wear formal dress, but I think you all look wonderful in the evening dress and the tuxedos. You're a credit to yourselves and to all your families and friends. And all I'd like to add is you now have this extra certificate, you have the experience to go with it. That's a sort of currency you've got to build on for the future. Do the best with it, and all the best for the future.